Happy Sunday, people. Welcome back to another Artist Spotlight Sunday. This is the day where I shine the light on fabulous and talented artists that are breaking ground in the music world. Independent artists find it very challenging to get heard in the forefront of mainstream. So it is my hope that these spotlights get your attention so you can see past the mainstream and into the hearts of these artists that just want their beautiful creations heard worldwide. That would bring me to my next featured artist. When I asked her about her early experiences of the music she loves the most, she quoted, "Music has been an unrelenting force in my life for as far back as memory takes me. Coming from a musical background, I can recall listening to my parents' albums encompassing all the great jazz and popular artists of the 50s and 60s. My teenage years were filled with eclectic sounds of folk, rock, and pop music that uniquely defined each decade. Then the 80s gave way to magic of a completely different kind. But the genre that has always been part of my DNA is funk and soul-infused R&B. From the early sounds of Otis Redding, James Brown, and Parliament Funkadelic to today's smooth grooves of Dave Koz, Chris Bodie, Marcus Miller, and everything in between, R&B for me is where it's at. That, my listeners, is straight from the beautiful, groovy, sultry singer-songwriter and recording artist JCSol. She has an incredible story, so let's go. As a kid growing up in the then small town of Burlington, Ontario, Canada, JC took every opportunity to listen to her favorite R&B artists. Looking back to documented Baby Book records, she performed her first song, Tonight, You Belong to Me, at the age of 18 months and hasn't stopped since. Growing up, she eagerly spent Sunday nights watching The Ed Sullivan Show. She watched many Motown acts perform on this show, but her favorite were the Supremes. After the show was over, she'd run up to her bedroom, grab her microphone brush, and do her very best Diana Ross imitation in the mirror. She had a transistor radio that went everywhere with her, and as she got older, her parents purchased a sound system so that she could listen to her favorite records. At the age of 20, she joined her first band called Airwave and really started touring full gear. By the age of 26, she was performing with various show and top 40 bands. There were numerous 3-month tours of Western Canada, Northern Ontario, Quebec, Detroit, Pennsylvania, and Louisiana. The band also toured in various clubs in 6 different cities in Switzerland and armed forces bases in Germany. They even performed in the lounge at the ultra-posh Fontainebleau Hotel in Miami Beach for a month. Following this initial exciting whirlwind, her experiences continued with touring shows with additional bands. Her most memorable moment as a singer was when she performed a Dan Hill song that had been covered in French by a very famous Quebec vocalist by the name of Jeanette Renaud. The room in the club was large, and to her surprise, she was met with standing ovations from the French audience each night. They loved and appreciated the fact that despite being only English-speaking, she performed this beautiful song phonetically in French to absolute perfection. Even the club owner recognized and presented her with a huge rose bouquet on her last day of performing. As of today, JCSol is present in the music world as an international singer-songwriter specializing in captivating soulful grooves for the adult R&B aficionado. Having had an extensive global career performing live early on, she has reemerged as a seasoned recording artist, layering her sounds with melodious color while incorporating a delightful focus on sweet musical harmonies. She is also responsible for writing her beautiful songs. Her songwriting techniques echo the sounds of Philadelphia soul, upbeat love songs, and summer grooves. Songwriting for her is a process that has its ups and downs, just like anything else. But her favorite part is in the early stages of coming up with a brand new song idea. There are a lot of recording vocal parts, plunking out melodies and chords on the keyboard, and spending the day creating the songs in her head. This keeps her in a positive and creative frame of mind, which is always exciting for her. The most challenging part of the process is laying down the initial tracks in her recording software, which can be daunting, but she loves the learning process as it challenges her to stay current. So what is up with JC today? Well, check this out. In 2022, she debuted her single, Our Grooves, which was met with global acclaim by North American and European R&B, smooth jazz radio stations and curators alike. She was also honored as being among the top 10 finalists in the prestigious World Songwriting Awards for Best R&B Song of 2022. JC is also a proud member of the International Singer-Songwriters Association. She continues to work with some of the most skilled and creative musical minds in the business to ensure that her original tunes are presented with quality and sophistication. In 2023, I encourage you to follow JCSol on social media as she has a new single called Best of Things, which was just released on February 7th of this year. The song will have you moving and grooving. I still have the chorus stuck in my head. Moving forward, she will continue to further develop her current catalog of demos as well as working on new tracks. She is also excited about prospects of collaborations with other artists that have expressed interest. Don't sleep on JCSol. She will wake, shake, and stir you up with her beautiful grooves. Make sure you follow her on Facebook at JCSol and on Instagram at JCSol2021. I want to thank you for joining me for another Artist Spotlight Sunday. Don't forget to like and share this post along with following the links in the caption to follow social media and check out some of JCSol's music. Until next time, hugs and love.